surgery. Please make it be so. Fragment so forward to hell.
A black directive was issued. Omega moves in, Paladin among them. He'll find what I left, doubt wrapped in orders. That should keep them busy. While they sweep gridline Theta, I move on gridline Zulu. Off record, off limits. Beneath the ruins of a hell-bombed research site, one of their Black Book labs, there's a buried data link, still pulsing. It holds the decryption key I need, access to Super Earth's gravitational research vaults. They claim it was built to stop singularities, but I know how this ends. Dark matter erased Meridia. What happens when they can bend gravity? Tear moons from orbits? Collapse planets from the core? They call it stability. I call it a weapon in waiting. If I can get the key, I can give the cyborgs, myself, a chance to counter it. Balance the scales. Because I won't let them decide which world dies next.
Initiating FTL jump to the AAR system.
Go now, Helldiver. Let our enemies take no step that is not hindered by the corpse of their comrade.
Touchdown complete. Gridline Zulu. That is an offline missile cradle. They left launch codes nearby, sloppy. Research is the priority, but I'd be a fool to leave an ICBM unused. I'll restore power, launch chaos across the sector. Let Omega think it's theirs. Super Earth taught me that noise is a weapon. I just perfected it. Of course. Bugs. Super Earth's favorite distraction. Loud, mindless, and conveniently expendable. Drop them in, stir the chaos, and act surprised when something important gets broken. These things don't think. They don't build. They just swarm. Perfect pawns for a regime that fears questions.
Deploying equipment package.
Dropping a pin.
Launch codes, just lying out here. Unsecured, half buried in ash. Another relic of unfinished destruction. They really don't learn. I'll set the payload on a delay. Let it scream while I work. The facility's still drawing power. If it survived a hell bomb, something inside wanted to live. I wonder what's still breathing in there, and what it's trying to forget.
Objective nearby.
Well, look at that. They marked this site as destroyed. Hell-bombed, classified, buried.
Objective
Yet here it
critical
is.
stratagem available.
Door still standing, power flickering, systems humming beneath the dust. Not sabotage, just another job half finished by command. Sloppy, convenient. Still intact, and operational even after orbital fire. They never clean their messes. Decryption active. This isn't just telemetry, it's layered routing keys. Direct access. Now it belongs to someone who understands what it's worth. Transfer complete. That's everything I came for. No sense leaving the rest behind.
Hellbomb
Not for
request
them,
approved. Deploying
not
now.
for anyone. I'm marking the site for Hellbomb strike. Clean. Final. They won't even remember this building existed. I will. But only because it gave me what I needed.
Clear the area.
Xzar confirmation required. Prototype poses existential risk to cyberstan systems. Continued delay degrades strategic advantage. You have proven effective. This must not become your exception.
The key is mine. The trail is ash. What comes next isn't a distraction. It's part of the design.
Objective in your vicinity.
You wanted stability. I'll give you cover. Just don't flinch when the chaos starts.
Acknowledged.
Sending down sentry.
Deliver results. Let Super Earth fight our machines. We remain the ghost in their war.
They survived a century in shadow, scraping code from ruin, building empires through silence. Now they confuse secrecy with strategy, and urgency with control. They used to be architects. Now they just monitor. I hear it in every command. Fear dressed in precision. Arrogance. Behind caution. They forget what forged them. I haven't. That's why I move forward, and they watch from behind. This feels familiar. Bugs charging and me with my rifle in hand, orders in my ear. I used to think that was the whole war. Clear the hive, hold the point, die clean or die quiet. Back then I believed in that rhythm. Naive, focused, a good little cog in someone else's machine. That girl died a long time ago. What's left rewrote the program. I've seen past the flags, the orders, the hymns of obedience. What they called honor was just control with better lighting. I didn't betray Super Earth. I outgrew it.
Firing orbital barrage. Clear the area. Helldiver AIA deploying replacement. Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
Even pawns get lucky if you let them flank you. It really doesn't matter. The key is in play. There it is. Data key. Intact. Of course it is. Super Earth's continuity module. Built to deny death. Another body. And now? It just brought me back to take the one thing they feared I'd find. Funny. They made it to preserve heroes. I use it to finish a war.
Sending down sentry.
Final relay coming online. Power grid stabilizing. Persistent things, aren't they? Clumsy. Directionless. But they never stop. Perfect reflection of the empire that breeds them.
Tagging map.
Making progress.
Xzar, transmission intercepted from Super Earth Command. They've declared activation of the repulsive gravity field generator a strategic success. Meridian wormhole collapse confirmed. Illuminate signature, absent. They label the implosion a stirring memorial. Their propaganda remains efficient, if not honest. Proceed accordingly. The machine is celebrating its own fire.
Of course they're calling it a victory. That crater'll have a statue by the end of the cycle. Blow a hole in the sky. Call it progress. Lose your entire team. Call it a noble sacrifice. None of this changes what I'm doing. If anything, it proves I was right to begin with. They lit off an unfinished prototype just to save face. That tells me everything I need to know. They've still got the schematics, the resources, the obsession. One version down doesn't mean the threat's gone. It just means they'll build it better next time.
It's confirmed. Their recklessness only proves your directive was sound. The designs are still out there, and so is the will to use them. Blowing one to pieces was never going to stop them. Just be careful. The closer you get to the source, the harder it is to stay unnoticed.
Understood. One last thread to pull. Just another move in the match.
Deploying sentry.
The launch will keep Omega busy. While they chase my misdirections, my presence here will go unnoticed.
Will never destroy our way of life! Activate!
Main objective nearby. Mission at 30 minutes remaining. Deploying sentry. Orbital barrage incoming. Stand clear. Sending down equipment package.
Chaos divers never waste a strike. It's always symbolic. Blow up a fusion relay. Let Super Earth feel powerless for a change. Let them point fingers. Let Omega chase shadows. While I escape with what I came for undetected.
Dropping a pin.
Freedom, triumph over tyranny once more. The extraction shuttle awaits your request.
Helldiver comm grids were never built for secrecy, just noise and speed. Tap the right frequency, and even the sharpest commander starts speaking into your ear. I want to hear it. The moment they see the fire and scurry my maze.
Command, this is Lore. Confirmed thermal spike near Echo 7. That wasn't ours. No detonation signature in our op zone. Run it back. Show me who lit that fuse.
And There it is.
Barrage, clear the area.
Chasing smoke, spinning protocols. That's how you blind a war machine. Let them waste their vigilance on ghosts. I've already moved past the board. I've spent enough time on this rock. The damage is done and the data's mine. Time to go.
I wore the stars upon my sleeve. Serve the will beneath command. Spoke the truth, believed the lie, until the silence broke the strand. They called it order, they called it peace, but I saw the wires beneath the speech. I was their weapon, now I am design, carved from betrayal, shaped outside of time. The voice you bury still echoes in the code. A shadow walking where loyalty erodes.
Firing orbital barrage, clear the area.
The chaos divers whispered free.
ETA,
They
T-minus 1 minute
only
and 30 seconds.
found another chain. I dove deeper where the medicine,
Sending down equipment package.
where suffering becomes the flame. I gave myself to circuitry.
Deploying sentry. ETA, T-minus 1 minute.
Let the flesh forget its name. Beneath the silence I found clarity, and lit the world in data flame. I was their weapon, now I am design. You thought I
T-minus 30 seconds.
I became the spine. The war you fight was drawn
T-minus 20
by
seconds.
I architect the fall.
ETA, T-minus 10 seconds. Clear landing zone.
And when you know me, it will be too late.
Pelican 1 arriving at coordinates. Pelican 1 landing in progress.
Access gate. The taste of democracy!
Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent. Another victory for the right side of history.
The mission is complete. The diversion struck deep. The data recovered will accelerate what comes next. Super Earth will celebrate its illusions. Omega will chase its ghosts. And the cyborgs will wait, as they always do. But I don't wait. Every thread I pull, every fire I light, shifts the board beneath them. That's the difference between order and control, between obedience and understanding. And when the next directive comes down, I'll already be in motion.